Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's 27th of April, 2021. Coming to the Crusty Canuck podcast, episode 120, The Woke Oscars. No merit, no problem. Plus more political BS coming your way. Stick around.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Yes, sir.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthy.
From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast, a Canadian veteran's point of view on political, social, economic issues and life. Here's Crusty.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 27th April, 2021. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. Yes, as the title says, The Woke Oscars. No merit, no problem. More buffoonery in the eyes of the world of entertainment. And please remember, listener discretion is advised. I use bad words in this podcast, so don't say I didn't warn you, and this is not meant for children. Anyhow, and if you like and hear what you see, please click like, subscribe, share this all around. Help the algorithm go and help us independent folk get our words out there. And if you do want to donate, please check me out in Supercast. Link will be in the description. Uncensored Crusty Canuck. Check out the episodes for yourself. $5 a month. You get anywhere from 8 to 9 episodes a month for the mere price of $5, uncensored. So please consider that today. And if you like and hear what you see, please check out my other social media platforms as well. So, as I said, woke Oscars. Yes, I did not watch the Oscars last Sunday. Why? Because it's a waste of effing time, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, a waste of time. Why? Because the past 5 years has been nothing but a political joke in the eyes of entertainment. Everything from the Grammys to Canada's Junos to this award show to that award show. It seems like every time someone wins an award or a nice little trophy and a pat in the back from a millionaire to another millionaire, there's always some kind of political woke agenda. Now, I have said numerous times in this show, I don't care where you're from, what you do, how you do it well to the best of your ability, and make sure that you're trying to be fair to the people around you. That has nothing to do with the color of your skin, your gender, your identity, your sexuality. It's a matter how you choose to be a human being. Now, when I watch these shows and I watch all these performances by these so-called talented people, oh, that's right, when they talk about their pussies or talk about their toes or their face or their ex-boyfriends that dissed them when they were 18 years of age, it makes you wonder, where is the quality of art today as we see it? Okay. Now, I'm not a trained artist. I'm not a trained musician. I'm not a trained actor. I've had some acting training, yeah, but I'm not like a Shakespearean actor or anything like that. Never have been, never aspired to. But because of the training I've had and because of the insight and some of the education I've had, it's given me a respect and appreciation for Shakespeare, for some shows. Now, I can't stand fucking musicals. Well, that's just me. I don't really like to follow dialogue and all of a sudden, let's break into song and dance. It just doesn't do anything for me. But I can appreciate someone who spends time and effort training to be a great musical actor. Okay, so be it. Right? I grew up on science fiction shows, good TV shows. Star Trek is one of my favorites, of course. Who does not love the Trek? Star Wars, cheesy shows from the 80s like Knight Rider, what have you. But as you get older, you tend to realize how corny some of these shows have been or can be, or how some shows made it big and they shouldn't have made it big. But you learn, right? And watching the Oscars, it used to be exciting. It used to be exciting to watch, performances and efforts and merits. Everything from production to editing to costumes to layouts to the whole works. And then you tune into the end of the show to see who got Best Actor or Best Motion Picture, Best Actress, what have you. And what gets me is that every time now you watch an award show, they keep contriving this political fucking agenda. Now, yes, I'm very political in my show. That's part of my medium. That's part of my platform. That's part of what I do. Okay? But I don't think politics 24/7. I spend time with my wife, my friends when I can. I spend time outside trying to find notable work, trying to keep the bills paid, trying to keep the lights on. So I keep myself fucking busy. And it's nice to turn on the tube once in a while and escape from the mundaneness of life sometimes. And it's good to turn out all the bullshit from the media, But every time there's a new movie out or there's a new television show out, they've got to incorporate this woke BS crap. Now, I'm not saying don't include people. I'm not saying that. But why is that still such an agenda? Why do people have to worry about quotas all the time? Oh, we have to have so many of this and so many of that. We have to have this group and that group. And there's not enough representation for this little group and not representation for that little group. It's like, well, what group are you trying to promote here? Okay? People want to go see movies to escape. People want to go and see entertainment and hear music and watch television shows and read stories that just captivate their imagination. Not tell them what line to fucking walk. Okay? You're supposed to be raised that way. Your parents are supposed to instill certain values in you as you grow up. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't hit people, don't take their fucking stuff. Shit simple like that. But every time you turn on the tube, it doesn't matter what mainstream media. To my American friends, it doesn't matter if you're watching ABC, NBC, CNN, Fox, Newsmax. It doesn't matter, right? Up here in Canada, CTV, Global, CBC, all these other little fucking know-it-alls regurgitating the same bullshit and celebrating the efforts of an actor that happens to be female and from this race. How about the quality of her work? Or celebrating a writer that comes from this country or comes from this group of people. How about their quality of work? Okay? Like when you watch certain dramatic movies, you want to see the human experience. It doesn't matter where they're fucking from or where they stand or whether they put this in their mouth or this in their butt. Who gives a shit? How do they present the performance? Okay? People forget that actors are supposed to be acting. Okay? You're trained in the art to live a moment, to captivate something, to captivate your audience, to take those words on the paper from the script or from the novel or screenplay or whatever has been handed to you, and you're supposed to create something. Who gives a shit in your personal life if you've got 2 wives or a false eye or a liking for bestiality? Who gives a shit? Deliver the fucking performance. Okay? Who gives a shit where you stand in the political arena? Who gives a shit how you feel about this president or that prime minister or this minister or that person? Who gives a shit what was said about you on Twitter or whatever social media platform, right? And what gets me is a lot of these actors and entertainers are making tons of cash for mediocre work. And for what? For what? Just to show up, play the part, walk the line, or else? You've said this part to the best of your potential, or you will be blacklisted, jawohl. Yeah? That's what it's coming into. And my wife and I were actually talking about, we're going to watch the Oscars tonight? No, why bother? We didn't care. So her and I, we watched old British comedies, some real entertainment, sitcoms, laughter, joy, trying to escape from all this bullshit, right? And the Critical Drinker, I'll put a link up on the description, but he made a very valid point when it came to political sanctimonium bullshit that a lot of these so-called entertainers and experts and actors extraordinaire are pushing down our fucking throats. Well, enough is enough.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
Yes, like I say again, too, ladies and gentlemen, please check out my Supercast link as well. Click onto that for $5 a month. You get all of my podcast uncensored. And plus, it's a Canadian company, too. So not only are you helping me out, try to make this a full-time commitment, you're also helping out a Canadian company as well. So please, just follow the link there in the description. Just follow the green check mark, and you'll see the Supercast link. Join today, $5. Can't go wrong. And please, answer my poll on my community page, too. I've come across some free video software. That's right, free video software. It's going to help me make this podcast even better. So check out the poll. Either say yes to video along with the show or video along with the podcast. Yes, carrying on. Sorry about that little interruption there, ladies and gentlemen. I got an emergency phone call. Anyhow, like I was saying, enough is enough. No more of this crap. No more of this garbage. Like, it's getting harder to really, really enjoy a good movie. Now, my wife and I were Marvel fans. We enjoy the Avengers, we enjoyed the Hulk, Spider-Man, all that stuff. And it's really, it's entertaining films. They're excellent. You know, it's got eye candy, it's got the special effects, it's got the drama, superhero poses, all that good stuff. Like every little kid's dream when it comes to watching a comic book movie, watching their comic book heroes flourish and thrive and beat the bad guys. But even that, too, is being compromised. Even that, too, has its moments about wokeness and BS. It's like when you hear Mary Jane talking about the Washington Monument, how it was built by slaves and all this crap. And it's like, really? Like, enough is enough. You can't just watch a movie and just escape anymore without all the political bullshit. Yeah, history has its share of ups and downs. But that's why it's called history. So we're supposed to learn from it, not constantly being reminded of it. Yeah, we know there was slavery. We also know there was genocides. We also know there were people that were treated like garbage based on their gender. We also know there were people being treated like garbage based on their income. People treated like garbage based on their height. People treated like garbage based on their hair color or how they preach to God, right? So there's animosity and prejudice everywhere, not just geared towards one color or one race of people, right? I'd like to think we've evolved from that stuff, but no, we got to be reminded of it. You know, someone with a so-called sociology degree writes a screenplay about injustice and equality, and we have to sit and be mesmerized by half-assed work. And if this work doesn't get praised, oh my God, there's prejudice, there's racism. No, maybe because the quality of work's gone to shit, and you didn't fucking merit for anything. See, that's what we forget too. You know, when you look at movies and television and entertainment, it's supposed to entertain you. Yes, entertain you, make you feel good, make you feel sad, make you feel bad, what have you. But I'm not going to constantly fucking turn on the tube and be reminded about bullshit that happened 100 years ago or 200 years ago. I wasn't there. You weren't there. Fuck's sake, smarten up.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
Well, smack my ass and call me Judy.
Exactly. Smack your ass and call you all Judy, for fuck's sakes. Wake the hell up. Okay? Don't give me this woke BS, you know? And I personally don't care, like, who I'm working with. Now, I did some extra work there about 1.5 years ago. And there was quite the diversity of people there, too. And it didn't matter who was white or who was black or who was Filipino or who was Asian or who was brown or who stood on one leg or who had a false leg and a false eye and a promise of a kiss and a reach around. No one fucking cared. We all had work to do there. And it was about a 14-hour day. And I was paid pretty good for it as an extra. And I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed it. And it didn't matter what was going on behind the scenes. It was what was being produced, what was being brought to you. You know, as Rod Serling said, subjected for your approval or submitted for your approval. You know what I mean? Honestly. And it seems like every time we turn around, there are more rules, more goalposts put here, more goalposts put there, right? Telling us when to shit, when to breathe, when to be, and no more. Okay? So we're going to have to work that much harder to find a decent movie to watch now. Now, we've got all these special features that you can get on television, video on demand, and you can buy, rent here off of YouTube and other social media sites, which is okay. Gives you a bit of a choice. Instead of waiting in line in the name of the bear bug or the panic, right, or wearing masks. But in the same sense, like look what they did when it came to the presentation of the show in some old Union train station that was a borderline museum now, in the name of safety and all this. But I don't know. It just seems so fucking shitty. You know, sorry for not using enough big words for this podcast, but come on, folks. Like, enough is enough. We got to start looking at things for what they are. You know, I think everybody in my generation, Generation Xers, we have a good common sense when it comes to how we treat people. And we don't have to buy any more of this woke crap. Look what happened with Coca-Cola. Look at the outrage in that. And really, not more of an outrage, just to stop and think for a minute. What are these people talking about? Right? I'm sick and tired of the race baiting crap. I'm sick and tired of the Feldergarb. And that's all it is. Feldergarb, you know, from Battlestar Galactica. Feldergarb. A fancy way of saying, fuck, what a shit show. And it is, right? I have a few friends in my life that are actors, and they're sitting there standing back going, what the fuck, right? If you write a story about a black person coming to North America, fine. Then, of course, you're going to hire the black actor to do the job. And it's up to he or she to decide how to present that character. It doesn't matter what's going on behind the scenes, as long as timings are meant, and as long as people are showing up on time to do what they have to do. It shouldn't matter what color they are. Can they do the job? Right? And if that movie makes $100 million, fucking right on, great. But if that guy gets ignored at the Oscars, that doesn't mean it's racial. It means, okay, maybe it wasn't what they're looking for. But we got to stop worrying about how many groups are here being represented. We got to start worrying about the quality of the work. Who gives a shit if this guy comes from here, if this girl comes from there? Who cares if this girl has 5 or 6 girlfriends and maybe the occasional boyfriend? Who cares? You don't judge people based on that. You judge people on how they treat other people and their actions, right? Who gives a shit? And that's the thing. How many people are leaving California right now? To my American listeners that happen to be living in California, how many people are living there and are happy? How many people are leaving? Joe Rogan left, Ben Shapiro left, whether you're sitting left or right of the spectrum. People are getting tired of the BS. People are getting tired of it. Even here in Canada, the same thing. Look at a college application. They want to know your identity, what you represent, what group you're from. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Am I compelled to see this movie about slavery? Am I compelled to see that movie about certain Chinese dynasties? Am I compelled to see a movie about some gay guy in Kingston, Ontario who likes to go fishing? Who cares? Movies can be made. Things can be done. It's all up to you, the viewer, to decide what you want to see, what you want to do, right? It doesn't bloody fucking matter how many Filipinos are on this set, or how many Asians are on this set, or how many other Asians here, or how many people from India are on this set. It's a matter the quality of work, right? The quality of work that goes behind it presenting this great product. And it doesn't matter. But of course it is, right? Because entertainment now is a political fucking spectrum. It's no better than the American Senate or a bloody fucking parliament.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
Yeah, just a reminder, folks, please check out my Supercast link, too, for $5 a month. You get my podcast uncensored. So I do anywhere from 8 to 9, maybe sometimes 10 episodes a month. So please check it out. $5 a month. You get all my episodes uncensored. And you can listen at your leisure, too, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving on again, too. The woke BS. Woke Hollywood. I'm done talking about actors, but I come across the story there in the Western Standard. We're getting more of a political BS now, too. Miss McKenna has stated that she will do better. McKenna said she needs to do a better job explaining where billions have been spent on public works after Auditor General said they found only partial picture of where the money went. So that's the thing. Miss McKenna, Miss Climate Barbie, now fucking Barbie the Builder. Infrastructure Minister Catherine McKenna admits she needs to do better. McKenna said she needs to do a better job of explaining where billions have been spent on public works after auditors in March 25th report said they found only a partial picture of where the money went, said Blacklock's reporter. We need to fix this. That's something I'm committed to because we obviously need to get full accounting, McKenna told the Commons Transport Committee. Right. Let's be 100% clear. We have lost no projects. We have tracked all projects. Auditor General Karen Hogan said in a report investigators found incomplete records on taxpayer-funded projects. She found disclosure was so haphazard McKenna's department was making it impossible to compare results year over year. Cabinet launched the Investing in Canada plan in 2016. It was budgeted at $187.8 billion over 12 years. The absence of clear and complete reporting on the Investigating in Canada plan makes it difficult for parliamentarians and Canadians to know where their progress is being made against the intended objectives, said Ms. Hogan. New Democrat MP Taylor Bacharach, Skeena Valley, Bulkley Valley, BC, described the audit as pretty troubling. Bacharach read for the committee a portion of the audit that found Ms. McKenna's department was unable to provide meaningful public reporting on the plan's overall progress towards its expected results. My question is, how can Canadians trust these massive investments are advancing the goals you've laid out when the Auditor General for Canada cannot connect the dots? Asked the MP. Look, I agree, said Ms. McKenna. We need to do a better job of explaining outcome. That is something I'm committed to, she said. Yeah, okay. Just really. So more or less, money is missing, and she's not stepping up to the fucking plate. Really, Auditor General is looking for justification for missing funds, and Miss McKenna can't explain it. So why is it okay for these elected officials to sit and squander billions upon billions and not account for it? If you worked at a McDonald's and you're 40 shy of a till, not a shift, you're fucking fired. Interesting, eh? Excuse me. A separate internal audit from last October 20th found McKenna's department lacked mandatory checklists for due diligence and had serious control failures. Auditors found that 32 projects, selected at random, 22 had incomplete checklists, a failure rate of 69%. So if you're investing something in a project and 69% of that investment fails, Jesus Christ, private sector, you'd be fucking canned in a heartbeat. Fuck, you'd be hung and quartered and shot. Wow. Applications approved for subsidies were, quote unquote, missing approval signatures or did not have important steps checked off, said the audit. Auditors found 11% applications reviewed at random had no evidence cash flows were provided by grant seekers. More concerning, there were 2 instances where approved checklists indicated the finance unit had verified the cash flow, when in fact that step had not occurred before the checklist was approved, wrote auditors. So here's a slap and tickle for you. Yeah, the job's not fucking done, but here's some money to help you along your way anyway. Can you smell bullshit? Holy fuck. Anyway. So we got the woke Oscar mandate, which is, affecting North America as we speak right now. Honestly, can we really actually go to a movie again without worrying about political bullshit? And we elect our elected leaders, especially the past 6 years. Now, the past 6 years for me personally has been a big wake up to a lot of policies and a lot of actions and endeavors and the whole social spectrum. It's almost like when I look back at my life and I was taught certain principles of how to be good to people the best you can, work hard, try to get ahead, do what you think is right, try to maintain your goal of doing what you think is right and doing what you want to do to the best of your ability. All of that's going out the window now too. We're being tribalized again, and that's not a new thing. We're being tribalized. We got to take sides of the fence, take this side, take that side. Well, here's the side I want to walk on. I want to see accountable politicians again. Okay? I want to see accountable politicians. Is that too much to ask for? Someone to own their shit? When I was taught as a soldier how to be a good leader, how to be a good instructor, own your mistakes, learn from them, and carry on. Do we have these politicians learning from everything? Okay. Here's Miss McKenna making the better part of $220,000 a year because of her ministerial position, and yet she can't account for 69% of spending habits. So I don't give a fuck what degree you have. I don't care how smart you think you are. You obviously don't have any kind of common courtesy in your portfolio, right? And you're towing the party line too. That's what it is. It's basically favoritism to a certain party, to your group, to your collective, right? You're all bloody Borg, for fuck's sakes.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
I guess it's just a shit show, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, here's a word from my sponsors.
In October of 2015, Lindsay Robbins, like many of her fellow Canadians, was struggling with the turmoil of mental illness. The ups and downs of what she was going through was shaping her realities, and she longed for structure. As luck would have it, that structure presented itself to her in the form of gardening. And through gardening, Lindsay had an awakening that led her to create Produce for Heroes. Lindsay realized that our veterans were going through their own mental struggles, and through her own experience, she realized the power of community. By desiring to help the way that she had been helped, she has created a program that provides relief to veterans. Her food program, which aims to provide veterans and their families relief from the stresses of food insecurity and help alleviate the cost of living for those that have sacrificed so much for their country. Whether it's through directly contacting Produce for Heroes or through a friend's referral, all veterans and their families living in Canada are welcome. By shining a light on the struggle of veterans and their families, Lindsay is hoping to get her fellow Canadians to hop on board and support Produce for Heroes and our great veterans. If you or a veteran you know needs help, ProduceForHeroes.com is a great place to start.
This is Brian Boucher, the new CEO of Canuck Gold Corp. We have gold at 99% purity with discounts ranging from $100 up to $200 off the ounce. This is the right place to buy, from 2-gram cards to 400-ounce bricks. We have any quantity of gold you are looking for. We also sell by the ton, not like your ex-wife. Visit us today at canudgold.com, C-A-N-U-N-D gold.com.
Mama always said I had a face for radio.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, check out the fine gentlemen at canudgold.com, Scott and Brian. And please contact Lindsay at Produce for Heroes. Great Canadian folk, great Canadian company. Support Canadian work and businesses today. Anyway, carrying on, more of the woke BS and no merit, no problem, right? It seems like we're getting that aspect everywhere, too. Look at the way our government was elected, right? Justin Trudeau won 50-50 parity. Why? Because it's 2015, quote unquote, like he said, right? And how many of these people have gotten into trouble with misspending and lying and saying some really stupid things and then crying victim when they get called upon it, right? Like I've said numerous times, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what gender you are. I have worked with exceptional females in the Canadian Forces, great females, and some great fucking female leaders. Why? Because they have what it took. And they're still doing it today. So if you're going to put someone in a position of authority, they've got to earn it, just like any man has to. And that's not sexist to say, right? Everybody's got to wait their turn one way or the other and train a bit here and train a bit there. But the more you persevere, the more you try, the more you're going to get ahead. And just because it doesn't happen when you snap your fingers, when you want it, that doesn't mean your turn's not going to come, right? So let's get rid of this victimhood bullshit. Enough. Enough is enough. Okay? You want people to be paid $3 or $4 million to do a movie? Well, I want to see a $3 or $4 million fucking performance. If I'm going to spend 10 or 15 bucks to go to an actual theater, and in some cases $20 now, you know, I want to be entertained. I would like to be entertained. That's the thing. You know, you turn on a television show, you watch a TV show, you want to be entertained. Who gives a fuck what the story is? You want the characters to make you laugh, make you cry, make you dance. Constantly got to throw the political fucking spectrum in there. Jesus Christ, when Trump was president, how many TV shows were so dead against Trump? So dead against this, so dead against that. Oh my God, Orange Man bad. And he wasn't that bad, was he? Really? Was he a terrible fucking bigot and racist? No. The other side of the spectrum, constantly putting people into groups and segregating groups and encouraging certain privileges for said groups. That itself is bigotry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're bi or tri or whatever fancy abbreviation that comes to terms. I don't care who you sleep with, right? If that's your claim to fame, then, well, sorry, buddies. You got to work on that. But if you go to work every day and be a good person and do what you can to help people out to the best of your fucking ability, then it's not going to matter what you do in your bedroom or what your political stance is. It's that simple. But somewhere we forgot that. So this brings me to the point of the show where we're going to have the polar vortex of bullshit. Yes. One of my favorite parts, and I've actually had some fans come into that too. But before we begin, I'd like to remind my listeners too that all these blowhards who talk about fairness and equality and justice here and justice there, who end up going to their bank account and seeing anywhere from 7 to 8 more digits in their bank. Honestly, I like to say they deserve
absolutely nothing.
Precisely. You know, I don't care how many novels you write. I don't care what you compose. I don't care what your stance is and all that. If you look at your bank account and you got 6 figures or more, I think you're doing okay. All right? I think you're doing all right. And there's people I know in my life personally that have had 6 figures, had 5 figures, had, past tense, had 4 figures. And some of them now have maybe 3 figures left because of this year. So when we look at the issue with the beer bug and look at the issue when it comes to all this segregation, who's promoting the segregation and who's incorporating and encouraging the fear? So I'll say again, those individuals that sit there and promote these virtue harps and talk about fairness and equality, maybe you should start promoting that fairness and equality by letting people just be and letting people thrive, regardless of how they sit on the political fence. Doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. Doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative or NDP or Green. Doesn't matter if you believe this senator or that senator or you believe this fucking MP or this MLA. Let people be and let people thrive. Because as far as I'm concerned, all these blowhards who make all this money telling us how to live our fucking lives, how to pick our nose and wipe our butts, again, you deserve
absolutely nothing.
Precisely. Yes, of course. Well, so they can all fuck off and kiss my royal Canuck ass. Anyway, like I said, polar vortex of bullshit will go. Today's episode, polar vortex of bullshit, will go to none other than Miss Catherine McKenna.
The Canadian polar vortex of bullshit
goes to Minister Miss Catherine McKenna because she did such a wonderful job being the Environment and Climate Minister, Climate Change Minister, even though she encouraged the dumping of raw sewage into the St. Lawrence Seaway and Victoria Harbour, and for accidentally misplacing certain funds of Canadian taxpayer dollars for the sake of infrastructure in this country. Well done, Madam McKenna. And the next time someone spray paints some dirty words in your office, maybe you should stand back and think about it and think about why they said that to you. Well done in your ward, madam. You really suck.
The Canadian polar vortex of bullshit.
Well done. Anyway, carrying on. More of the woke BS. More of the no merit, no problem. Right? Now, what gets me about this whole mandate now? Again, still, I hate it well, but I'm just trying to find something logical about it. I really don't know. I don't know what else to say. Does anybody out in my audience have any answers? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Not that I expect anyone to call in at the moment, but I will be setting up my rig for that sometime in the future, too. And just a reminder, too, if you like and hear what you see, please consider joining the Supercast page. $5 a month, ladies and gentlemen. You get 8 to 9, or maybe even sometimes 10 episodes of my podcast a month. And for $5 a month, you get it uncensored. That's right. No big tech involvement. No big techies overseeing what I say and what you hear. Just me, podcast, and you. So please consider joining the Supercast. And check out my shop, too. Crusty Canuck. Customized girl. I'll leave links in the description for you to follow as well, too. I'm working on getting some special offers and all that, too. But please check out my shop. Summer's coming, so I got shorts, got swimsuits, got tank tops, T-shirts, hats, mugs, stickers, magnets. Please check out. Get yourself some Crusty Canuck swagger as we speak, too. And a special mention out there to Adam Daniel Mezei for being such a great support. And thank you, everyone who have come out to the Sunday Fastball. Now, the next couple of weeks are going to be iffy with me, getting the podcast and everything out. I recently just got myself another part of employment. It's going to help with the bills, so timings might be different. So please, again, pay attention to my community page on YouTube and my Facebook page for updates as well. Keep yourself informed when new content's coming up by clicking the bell on YouTube, and just pay attention to my updates as they come, ladies and gentlemen. So this Thursday, I'm going to have a very, very special guest, too, in the Thursday Fastball. I'm going to have Miss L. Cousins, YouTuber, truther, political junkie. And here's some really good news, folks, especially to my trans audience out there. This lady now, well, she's a full-blooded biological female now, too. She was living as a man, became trans a few years ago, and decided to go under the knife. So now she is a full-fledged female. So we're going to have an interesting talk about that, her transition, the politics with it, some of the politics she's incurred, and some of the BS she's had to put up with some real nasty people out there. And it'll be ironic to hear my audience, or it'll be ironic for you, my audience, to hear what she has to say about some of the belligerent people and what side of the fence they sit on. So please, please pay attention to that. This Thursday at 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, I'll have a nice chat with Miss L. Cousins there. Like I said, YouTuber, free thinker, political junkie, truther, whatever you want to call her. Anyway, stay tuned for that. And, of course, stick around every Sunday, too, for the Sunday Fastball, where I sit with Adam Daniel Mezei, Chris, the Veterans Veritas, Semchuk, Gabriel Scheer, and we have a newcomer, Fred Stockman. I'll leave the links in my description where you can catch that, too. And we just sit, talk around politics, shop, social, all that good stuff that's affecting us Canadians and North Americans today, too. So pay attention to that as well, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, carrying on again with more woke crap from the Oscars and more woke crap in general. Now, for being in the military, I had to earn my positions. You have to get your ticks in the box every year based on your performance, attitude, demonstration, all that good stuff. And so far, I see people getting handed trophies and tickets and prizes just for being whatever. What kind of incentive is that, right? No one's questioning the credibility of anybody of this group or that group, but it kind of insults the craft of acting and creating when you constantly have to worry about what group someone's from rather than the actual scale of their performance, right? Meriting, it works. Well, meritocracy is a good thing. That's what keeps things together. If you come from a college or university and you demand fairness and equality, and yet you don't have any foundation to base it on, i.e. real lived experience, real life experience, then you basically haven't earned your part yet, right? Doesn't matter what degree you have. Until you start using that degree in practical means, and then it means shit, as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I've had a couple debates with people with history degrees, and they knew fuck all about the Upper Canada Rebellion, or they knew fuck all about the War of 1812, or they knew sweet FA about the real Cinco de Mayo, about the French fucking with the Mexicans and Mexicans kicking ass. So there's a perspective right there, right? But, who am I? I'm just some crusty Canuck. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I say, let's keep our chins up and do what we can for this great country. Let's look after our neighbors, do what we can to help each other out. And like I say, please pay attention to my community page on YouTube and Facebook alike. Look for updates, what have you. I'll try to get another episode up probably Friday, but tune in this Thursday. We're having a nice conversation with Miss L. Cousins there too. And stick around for Sunday's Fastball as well. Just keep an eye on the ground for updates, what have you. And please consider checking out my shop and all that too. And consider following Adam Daniel Mezei at mezei.ca, Fred Stockman, and Frank P. Vaughan, another great Canadian, very informative, and just down to earth, and just a really good fucking guy to talk to. So do what you can, folks, to help each other out to the best of your ability. Keep our chins up, and we will find light in this tunnel. Right? And like I always say, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me. Yes, sir. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthy.
This has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Stay sane, and thank you for listening. From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast.